Hey, Stefanie here from unworthythoughts.com. And today's reflective questions are about how do you have your own back? Yes, how can you trust yourself to follow through on what you say you're going to do for yourself? So many times when I'm working with clients, they're really great at following through when they say they're going to do something and somebody else is involved. So if they tell you, yes, I'm going to do that project, and they tell it to their boss or their coworker, they get it done because they're accountable to somebody else. When they say to their children they've got something to do and they're going to do it, they're going to follow through and they're going to do what they said they were going to do with their children. But when it comes to doing something for themselves, far too many women are not honoring their word to themselves. They're like, oh, well, I ran out of time today. I'll get to it tomorrow. Or I'll do it some other time. And they do the things for everybody else, but they don't do the thing for themselves. So the 3 reflection questions today focus in on how can you better keep your word to yourself in a way that you say you have your own back. So just how you could be a really strong rock for somebody else, and that anytime you give your word, you follow through and they know they can rely on you and trust you, that's where you're trying to get with yourself. So reflection question number 1. What does it mean to you to have your own back, to keep your word to yourself? Write it down and see what comes out. What does that reveal when you start to think, what does it mean to keep my word to myself, to have my own back? Secondly, do you find evidence in your life of how you follow through on your word to yourself? Why or why not? So the first part is like yes or no, right? Or maybe sometimes. But then I want you to dive in a little bit deeper and say, why do you see that evidence? Whether that's evidence that you don't or it's evidence that you do. Either way, answer why. Why? It's so important. It's such a deep question. And sometimes when I'm coaching, it's that single word answer that really gets a client to be thought-provoking and dive deeper. And that's where I'm challenging you to go right now. And thirdly, whether you're excellent at keeping your word to yourself or you're far from it, I want you to ask, how can I get better? How can I improve keeping my word to myself? Okay? Once again, wherever your starting point is, take it from there. How could you get better at keeping your word to yourself, at having your own back, at honoring yourself? That's so important, and it gives us so many areas of growth that we can improve upon to take care of ourselves. When we can honor ourselves, when we can respect ourselves and keep our word to ourselves, that's huge. And that sets you up for so many amazing things, especially when you move into a role that's very entrepreneurial related and you're not reporting directly to somebody. When you don't have eyes watching you all the time and keeping you accountable, who is? You to yourself. So this is a very important reflective time to look and see how you can better keep your word to yourself so you have strong, amazing follow through that yields amazing results in your life.